The camel tea is so nice. Hey lovely people, welcome back to my YouTube channel and thank you so much for tuning in today. Well, today is going to be a good day because I'm going to spill some beans about myself, and also I will let you know about my background, and this is the reason why the video title is Get to Know Me Part 2, because at the beginning I was not so comfortable to be able to shoot a longer video than this, and now I feel more than comfortable to do it. So welcome again. Well, I will be doing my lipstick, and it's Huda Vamp from Kenya. Very good lipstick, and I will be using this lip liner, and let's see how it goes as we talk. So first I usually do this. I lip line my lips. Wow. That's my lower lip. And that's it. And then we head on to the lipstick. So here's my lipstick. I love this red because it's so deep and it suits our skin tone. And it doesn't smudge. It's a very good matte. I'm so in love with it. I use it for so long. I will do my upper part now. When you're doing your lipstick, always make sure you do it here on the sides so that it doesn't look weird or white because of the foundation. It's a very good red. It's very dark. That's why I love it. This Chanel case I'm holding, it's from a Chanel bronzer. I can show you as well how it looks like. I really love it. So that's my lipstick, it's done. I love it. So here's the bronzer, looks like that. And then on the inside, looks like that. Now we can proceed on to the story. I will have my tea with me. The camel tea is so nice. Wow. So without wasting time, I would love to discuss why or where my name came from, Chinese Kikie. My name came from my schoolmates in primary school. They decided to call me Chinese because I have very tiny eyes, very shaped almond eyes. Without my eyelashes, you would be able to see it, so I will show you some other time. And they decided to call me that because they felt it suits me, and I also feel at the moment it suits me. And then some other people as well called me Kikie because my second name is a little bit difficult to pronounce for some people, and they decided to say, oh, we will just call you Kikie. And for that reason, I decided to choose the name Chinese Kikie, and up to date, I use it on my social media platform. Now I would love to proceed with my background. I was born and brought up in Nairobi. You would assume I came from maybe a middle-class family, but trust me not, I did not. I came from a very humble background. My parents were neither rich nor in the middle class, so we were very poor. I was brought up in such an environment, and as a child, of course, you don't understand why you're there. You're just happy, contented, and you don't even want more. As long as you get the love, I think at that point, it's more than enough. I specifically grew up in Kawangware. That's also where life was like. The older you get, then it hits you hard. You also see your parents struggling at that moment, and you think it's normal, but as you grow up, you also know that is not normal. So when we lived there, life was not so good, but my parents kept on going on and going on and going on. And trust you me, they're not at the same point where they were 10, 15 years ago. They're doing very well, and I'm so happy to say that they're my role models, and because of them, I am very, very grateful to have seen the future and also not settle for less. I am also a firstborn of my siblings. I have a brother and I also have a sister. In real sense, I am not a firstborn. I had an elder sister, but she was poisoned by a neighbor, and due to that, we lost her. But that is the past, and at this very moment, I am a firstborn of my siblings, and we are very happy. They all look up to me, and I am so proud to call them my little sister and my brother. I believe it was a very tough period and moment for my parents when they lost my big sister, but regardless, they moved forward. They're very strong. They're the strongest people that I know, and I really respect and love them so much. I also came from a very religious family, very religious background. My parents were so tough. They believed in religion, and they expected me, or they expected us to act a certain way. I felt at some point it was so much burden lifted on my head, and putting it down was so difficult, so much pressure. You understand how these things work, especially in Africa. And at some point I felt, you know what, I don't think this is me. I don't think I'm the type of person who has to be told, do this, do that. I think it also depends because I was also a teenager, and you know, during teenagehood, you're very messed up and you want things your own way. And then we go to the naughty Kikie. Oh my God, this is so funny. So when I finished high school, I was 18 years old. That was in 2011. Immediately after I finished high school, I ran away from home. I felt like my mother wanted me to do this, to do that, or my father the same. And then I was like, you know what, Kikie is not going to do what you guys want. I will just go outside, even if it means suffering. I will do my own things. If it doesn't work out, I will still not go home. I'm a very tough girl, by the way. Yeah. So at one point, I left home, and my friend, my ex friend, she passed away as well. Her name was Quinta. She was very nice. By the way, that is the best friend I ever got, that God gave me and took her, but nevertheless, it's okay. So Quinta was a very good friend of mine. I used to I told her, you know what, Queen, I don't want to stay here. I feel like I'm controlled, and whatever I want and my decisions that I have, my parents are not accepting them, so I think I will just run away. Then she said, you know what, I can hook you up with my auntie, maybe you can go stay there, and I hope she will accept. Then she can employ you and you can start working. Immediately I left. So I went to my parents' balcony, and then I put my clothes in a garbage bag, a few clothes that I was able or managed to put up together. So I dropped them, she picked them up, and then she went home with them. And then the next day I took my brother to kindergarten, and then from there my parents never saw me again. I left. It was during, I think, before you wait for your results, so it was like in December. I've already left, so my parents are looking for me. Then, you know, there's also this loneliness you get when you miss your family. So I decided to call one of my cousins, and that cousin of mine was working at my mother's salon. So he called me, we talked, and then I told him where I am, and then I told him maybe we can meet. It was like a day to Christmas. So I told him we can meet. Then by bad luck, my parents knew I was talking to him. They took his phone, and then of course they set me up. When they set me up, I was crossing the road, and then my parents and my auntie were hidden somewhere on the road, along the road. So me and Quinta were crossing the road, and then all of a sudden, boom, my aunt comes and hugs me like this, and then she's like, you're not going anywhere. Why did you run away from home? Where do you live? Who's that guy that married you? Where are you? And then I'm like, I was so much in shock. I'm like, oh my God, what is this? Few minutes later, my mother is there, my father is there, there's police, and then they took me to the police station. I got disciplined, but Kikie is Kikie. I told you I'm a tough girl. A few days later, I ran away from home again. And then I think from that time, that's when my parents decided we will just let her be. I actually think that if you run away from home, like your parents will just say, no, let's abandon her. That's her life choices. Let her do it. No, my parents were different. So immediately they decided to look for me and they found me the second time. And then I ran away back. So they were like, you know what, this is too much now. Let her do what she wants to do. And you would be wondering why I did that. The reason I did that is because I ran away because I wanted greener pastures. Also because I knew decisions that I would make afterwards, they would not line up with my family, religion, beliefs. And it was important for me to reflect myself and see myself out of that box. And immediately I moved on. I never spoke to anyone in my family for years. And from that time, I first rented my first single house made from mabati, like made from the iron sheet. So I stayed there, and trust me, it was not easy. I was not even able to raise the rent. It was like $6, which is like 600 Kenya shillings. I was not able to raise it. So I was even sleeping on the floor. Can you believe that? I used to sleep on the floor. I had like boxes on the floor, and then I put some duvets on top. And luckily, let me just tell you, some people are brought in your life for some reason. So a friend of mine, she was my desk mate. So she called me and then she told me, Kikie, I am already in Nairobi. And then I told her, wow, I thought you're not in the country. She said, no, I just came back. So I said, can we meet up? She said, yes, we can meet up. Where? I said, okay, we meet in Rongai. So when we met in Rongai, she saw how I lived, and then she told me, you know what, you can't live like this. I would rather buy you a mattress and a small shopping. And she did that, and up to date, I am forever grateful. Let me tell you, people are placed in your life for some reason. After there, I moved to Rongai. Then from Rongai, I went to Kikuyu. Then from Kikuyu, I also went to Mirema. And Mirema was like my complete eye-opener, because when I lived in Mirema is in, what's the name? Thika Road. It's in Thika Road. At that point, my life was a little bit better, because it felt like, oh my God, when is this kind of life ever going to end? And I never gave up. I really never gave up. I just knew at one point I never want to live in Kenya. I just want to go abroad. And I knew it will happen, or if it will never happen, it was just part of my goals. The tea is getting nicer and nicer. So at some point I also worked as a, how are they called? I was a promo girl. So I used to do promotions, and they're called activations. So I used to do a couple of activations. Like I worked for the Axe deodorant. I also worked for Maybelline, and I was also a video vixen. And when I did promotions, trust me, that was like the lowest of it all, I would say, because when you go there at the beginning, maybe the client says, oh, you're not light, oh, you're not tall, you're not beautiful, so you're not selected. And then other ladies are selected, and you're left there without choice. Then you start asking yourself, what is wrong with you? Have you done anything wrong? But then you don't lose hope. You still apply for another one, and maybe when you get it, even if it doesn't pay as much as the other one pays, it hurts you, but you still move on, because don't forget, I also had bills to pay. I did not depend on my parents at that point. I even decided to enroll in school at that time, and I was not even able to afford school fees, so I left it. And then I said, now it's time to focus on me working. When I did promos, trust me, I never wasted an opportunity. I took contacts of all the ladies that showed interest in me, or vice versa. And from that time, they would tell me, hey, Kikie, there's a job, apply. Hey, Kikie, there's a job, apply. Hey, there's a video shoot, can you do it? It's like this amount of money. I'm like, yeah, I am doing it. I go do it. Even if you don't get paid, you at least get the exposure. You also get to know a lot of people, and I think that's important. You know, in Nairobi, without connections, it's very hard to survive. And I'm here to tell you, if you're at that point in your life, don't feel neglected, don't feel bad. Those are stepping stones for you. The best is yet to come. Trust me, I have gone there. I also know people who have gone through there. It is not easy, it is not funny, but at the end, you will be telling a story just like I am. So when I also did videos, when I was a video vixen, that was like the point where I said, I think now it's getting better, and now I want to maybe try online dating, because I was in a relationship at that point with a Kenyan guy, and it did not work out. And it was awakening, or you can say it was an eye opener when one point we had an argument because he told me I stopped working, and then when I stopped working, he said he will pay my rent, and then he didn't pay my rent. And then when I asked him for the rent, he slapped me, and then I don't think he intended to do it, but he slapped me, and then he told me, listen, I am not your father, I am your boyfriend. And I said, wow, this enough is enough. So at that point I said, let me just leave, let me try online dating again, because I used to try to look for people on the online dating, and it never worked. At some point I abandoned it, thinking like, oh, this is not for me, this will never work for me. And from that period, trust me, my life has been good, and that's how I found myself in Germany. And then from Germany, now I am in Belgium, and I can say life is not that bad. Life is not that bad. These things, they make you, they mend you, they place you where you have to be. They really do. Without a doubt, I would love to mention that I got so many experiences from all of these things happening in my life. First and foremost, I really love my parents, and we all came to an agreement, and we respect each other, and they are also sorry for maybe expecting too much from me. And I also feel sorry for letting them down, because maybe that's not how they wanted things to end up. But now let me tell you, they're very proud of me because I took a different turn and I did not disappoint them. Another lesson that I got from all of this is that in life, you have friends that are in your life in purpose, or with a purpose, either positive or negative. But in my case, it was positive. I believe every friend that I have in my life plays a role, an important role, and we are all different. We are very different, and I respect that. Another thing that I also came to learn is that you should never force someone to do things that you don't know they will do it or not. I also learned that through these jobs, when we got rejected, it made me stronger, and it also connected me with different people in this life, of which in Nairobi at that point I would have never known anyone else to get another job and another job and another job, and I am so happy for that. All around, I really respect my background, because my parents are totally different at this point. They're successful in their own way, and it also makes me proud to say where I come from, because where you come from does not define you 100%. And ladies, let me tell you, in your life at this point, if you're somewhere where you feel it's not correct for you, trust me, it is. You're there because you're playing a purpose for it. It's not permanent. It's very temporary. In a year from now, 10 years, 15 years from now, we will all be telling different stories. Trust the process. That is the only thing I can tell you. Trust the process. Finally, I will end this video by asking you to please like, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also don't forget to hit the bell button, just in case I put up a video, you're the first one to watch. Also, if you always put a comment on every video that I put up, and you follow me on Instagram as well, thank you so much. Words cannot describe how much I love you or how much I respect the time you take to write me a message or to write me a comment and share my video. Oh my God, you guys are becoming a family. And like I said on all my other previous videos, I cannot wait to grow with you. So much love from Kikie, and see you next time. Bye!